happened? That they launched something called the Sínodo Digital, the Digital Synod. Let's listen also through the digital continent. And was surprising that the voice of the church through all the parishes and all the circles were so different from the digital continent voice, the Catholics through the digital continent. Why? Because here there was a true listening. It's very interesting. Well, and some conclusions of this, this is the synod, no? Some conclusions that came through this. Well, I'm gonna probably, I think here, in the web of the Synod of Synodality, there is a working group related with studying this digital mission. Here I taste to you. And they published a document, a report, very interesting. I have it highlighted. Probably, oh, no, I can quickly have a look. Yeah. Hey, why is this? Yeah. So, some conclusions about the digital continent. That the digital environment is not merely a set of tools to be mastered, it's a culture. The digital engagement enables listening to, accompanying, raising the voices of those whose voices are not heard, and it's an expression of church social mission. It's interesting because normally we say, okay, I want to have a website to shout to the world who I am. I want to have social media to tell people what I do. It seems the reflections goes in the opposite side. This is a good, we need to be in the digital continent, and listening is the first step, like in the physical world. Also, well, the challenge of the in-person encounters, physical encounters, that is very important. Also, the need of formation and missionary spirit to be there. And well, I would say also, well, some challenges. I also recommend you to have a look. It's 3 pages, the synthesis, 4. So this will help you also with your reflection that many people is maturing so much this content. So, yeah. So what church is thinking about this topic? That today's is a true mission to be in this continent that is a place. We need to form, prepare, and build these digital missionaries. And we need to be also very aware of the challenges and the limits that the digital continent has. This is making a very, very big synthesis. So let's go to the block 2, okay? When we talk about why we talk about digital and vocational mission, and now I go to, well, let's do something. I'm gonna share already one profile. Oh, what is, no, about here. Okay, and I go directly towards this. Nowadays, institutional statistics says that people do not trust into institutions. People trust people, and people follow people. It's interesting how to see the advertisements of 30, 40 years ago that they used to promote you a product about maybe a car or a watch machine, and they read all the specs. the technical aspects, the characteristics about it. The brands, even though they used to make statements and their publicity was about the power they have. Nowadays, there is a complete switch. People doesn't trust anymore the companies, doesn't trust anymore the advices that companies give. People used to follow people. When I go to buy something, if you recommend me that, my neighbor, I trust it. If I go to Amazon, I see the reviews. And if I follow a brand, normally the communication of that brand is through people, real people, even workers, even the owner of the business. When you wanna buy fish, they don't promote what good fish they have. They record how they fish it, how they package it, how in the factory they prepare it. I mean, a whole world. Life has changed and the mindset has changed. And related with our mission, it's interesting how also it happens. People do not want anymore to follow the parish profile. They follow digital missionaries, influencers, normal people like them, that also through their life, they promote and share evangelizing content. Just a quick Kit Kat. We make the difference nowadays in the church between Catholic influencer and digital missionary. What is the difference? Digital missionary is about someone whose main objective, the aim of the channel, is to evangelize. So all the content is aligned to this mission. For example, we have here this Sor Marta. Now we are going to go after her in a moment, analyzing some content. Instead of that, we have also Catholic influencers. What is that? Some people that they have a personal profile or even do a professional profile, like a fitness coach, a fitness trainer. He's Catholic, but his channel is about fitness. Nevertheless, from time to time, as he shares his life, what's his favorite food, how he organized his gym, also he shares some faith or some, how he lives his faith. But his channel is not for evangelizing only. It's about another topic. So, well, we make this different. So, knowing that, why today we mix, and I come back, this vocation also and digital mission? Well, because nowadays our institutions, we are clinicians also, we find very hard to do when we do pastoral vocation, to do it through our official channels also. Our institutional communication to be vocational. It's very difficult that someone that never thought about becoming a clinician follows our channel, enjoys our content, and answers to an explicit call. So, because even though, again, people follow people, people do not follow institutions. Even though for us, we don't follow the church, we follow Jesus. We get in love with Jesus. We joined the congregation because we met with a sister that touched. So, just to close and now maybe open some questions or this tournament. I want to share with you this real case example about this reflection of the church. There is a digital continent. We need to be there. And the best vocational promotion we can do is is using also being there in this continent with such a big amount of people. So, for example, here in the screen, you can see Sor Marta, okay? She, between the two channels she's here in Instagram and also in TikTok, she's around half of a million of followers, okay? It's interesting to see how she incarnates nowadays this reality. Nobody, I mean, she didn't follow instructions. She tested herself during 6 years. And it's been interesting to meet her the other day. You can see here we had a formation hub for speakers and then a group of consecrated related with communication. So we could talk about this. She started in YouTube because of her superior, because the superior said, "You are young, we want to open a YouTube channel." So they used to prepare 1 or 2 videos online just to promote their products. They sell this. And also from once a year launch a vocational proposal. Okay? Well, it started like that. Then they jumped to Instagram. And she started to do one video, one reel every day. And statistics exploded quickly because she's a sister with a habit. So young sister in TikTok and in Instagram, 1,000 followers quickly, in 2 months or 3. But also, well, the balance between life and videos was not very good because she's a contemplative sister, no? So being always publishing was struggling. And also the superior didn't know where all this goes. So what they did after making a discernment was to say, okay, we don't publish anything. We are going to publish about the Word of God, about the vocation, about the prayer, and about our lifestyle, because many people ask for that. So 4 videos a week. And also in her discipline, she said, I will dedicate 1 morning for this in my week. So I know that my work she says, I think on Wednesday morning, other people has another work in the community. Her work, pastoral work, is to be in front of the camera and record the 4 videos. Record everything, program everything, and then clean her hands. You can see the clear content. Can you stop being a nun? The personality for being a nun, the vocation, curiosity, Quaresma, Lent in 4 steps. So the content is very aligned. She builds a community of people that men, women, old, young, but she has very clear her target. I want to arrive to young girls in the university. So when she speaks, she only speaks for this target. And then I have here, no? Maybe a good image related with this. Okay, related with this forum, maybe it helps. So related with this vocation, yeah. No, yeah. Well, many people see her, 500,000 of followers. Less people ask personal questions or have interaction with her, maybe 1,000. a few less truly she interacts with, and a very few feels called to follow her style of life. To give you real numbers to this, I mean, as she had the focus of her channel is a vocational perspective. She says, before opening social media, we used to have one or two girls that request the yearly vocational experience in our convent. When they nowadays, with this social media exposure, she has 500,000 people following her. Every year they launch an explicit invitation, more or less explicit, for having an experience with the sisters. That is not, do you feel called to be a contemplative sister? Join us. It's more commercial. It's more, for example, do you want to do an internship as a nun? Join us, no? And they receive probably 700 requests. But they filter because many people with mental problems there. I mean, so after all, they make maybe 200 online interviews. Maybe 20 or 25 people make truly experience in the community. They focus very much in saying this is not a retreat, this is truly to become a nun, but it's hard for them. And then maybe 4, 5 stay, and 2 of them remains. So, I mean, we can see, because I mean, it starts with a big exposure, and then the reality is very little, no? Who calls? And the most important thing is, as always, the testimony and the community. Well, this is a real case of using personal channels as a missionary way. She is not sharing here, this is my favorite meal, I think about the politician elections now, this, or look at my room. No, this is truly discerned with the sisters, a mandatory of the superior, a true mission, and well, with a clear purpose. So my belief also, joining and seeing the reality, is that nowadays the digital mission is very important, and especially with a vocational purpose. How to make it? Probably
Probably
through
through the
this line.
this line. No?
Excuse me, Father Jose, can you can you unmute the interpreter, Sister Isabel?
Okay.
Because now we are the host.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
cannot
we
hear.
cannot
She
hear.
was on
She
mute.
was on mute.
Okay.
Okay.
I asked
I
her
asked
to
her to
unmute.
unmute.
She has to
She has to
accept.
accept.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
because
can't
I can't
unmute her.
unmute her.
She
Yes.
accepted.
She accepted?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's all, I believe. So now I don't know if there is question answer, or even though the time is over. Shall I manage?
Sorcerisha?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
so Verena,
Verena, yeah.
Okay, I just have one question or something what I'm thinking about when I see this profile picture. I mean, I'm from Austria, and I mean, maybe the vocation promotion is very different in the whole world. But what I see now, I mean, in Germany and Austria, is that there is also a big danger of this self-promotion from nuns and fathers. Also, what Pope Leo said, this chasing of clicks, or that they get a lot of clicks and you get stressed and everything like this. So, because we have one very famous sister, let's say in Austria, And she's also on TikTok, and she had, I don't know, 40,000 clicks. And she's answering questions like if sisters are also allowed to eat pizza, or I don't know if they asked if she go to toilet. I don't know, but this, I think it's this kind of how you say this niveau. No, this is, I think it's very low, and I don't know if it's good all the time to make this kind of self promotion. I mean, because I canceled my Instagram for myself because I found it's like very stressful to put all the time content on it, and I want to get in touch with people personally. So this is my
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I I truly believe it's a very important point that you bring on the table, because social media, no, or the digital, in the digital continent, the personal profiles are made all the logic to the self glorify yourself, and we have many cases already of, I would say, Catholic missionaries in the digital continent that, because of the huge exposure publicly, they lost their mind. What I would see, yeah, related to that, it's needed a true discernment, and to do not have the people leave them alone. No? We for example, I believe it's very clear when step by step, when you have someone promoting themselves or pointing to God, even though in the physical world, you go to a parish, you go to a school, you can see consecrated people who is truly serving the others and others who are serving themselves from the institution. But in the digital continent, even though it's more dangerous because of the own logic of the channels. And this is a challenge. I have here, even though I share quickly also. I don't know if you know him. He's a priest in Italy, very, very famous, that one day he said he was going to launch, uh, he started the digital mission. He created a group of young people to do not be the star of his channel, and he created another for evangelizing. But step by step, he started to change his content. Instead of pointing to God, to start doing weird things, him training on the gym. And maybe the inflection point was when he promoted a brand for gym proteins. And the bishop told him, "What are you doing, man? We don't do these things." And he was a little bit angry with the church, because he said, "As you don't help me to fundraise the digital mission and this group of young, I had to look for other incomes." And then he created a book called La Scelta, where he shared with everybody that he leaves the priesthood. Okay. And since then, the content, well, he's not anymore a priest, no? Alberto Rabagni. So I believe, for example, this is a case, as you said, very interesting for promoting the faith or whatever, even though this is relatively young people, it's not, but then all this fame stuff, creating travels. So this
Okay. Greetings to
Greetings
all,
to
dear
all, dear
sister.
sister.
It
It
echoes to me,
echoes to
but I.
me, but I.
Hello. Okay. Okay, let me share about but in the program which I participated, since I was engaged with this ACM meeting in Sri Lanka, only this morning, just general and the counselors, they left. So I was little engaged with that, but yet I prepared something to share. I hope that would profit. What I learned really it inspired me, or it touched me, or it also given me some boost to engage in social media. So only a very few points from there which I gathered, I would like to share with you, dear sisters. Especially social media and vocation promotion, the witnesses and community in the digital world. Especially father, I don't know, is a father or professor, is a Professor Raphael. Yes, Professor Raphael, he shared the
Yeah,
beginning.
he's not a priest, he's a lay opus dei professor.
Okay, thank you. Because I connected a little later. Then because at the beginning, the question which he asked, it really touched me. He asked, whenever that we come into this virtual is real, it is real. It's not something like fake. He says digital encounters are authentic when guided by intention. So whenever we come into this mission of digital media, my intention of communicating is very important. And then he also emphasizes before opening any of the account, just to ask, what do I want to achieve and what do I want to interact? So with this was the main intention he posed. And whatever the communication we do through digital media, it
Her connection is slow. Her connection is weak.
Yeah, she's back again.
it's because of the signal coverage problem, I think. Shall I continue?
Yes, you can continue, sister.
Okay. Then there was a talk of Sister Amali. There were three persons who were sharing their experiences on social media, how their experiences enriched others at the same time, and how they were posting, and there were some pictures and some like they were showing how they were going on. And their Sister Amali's one, which that I felt it was good, is social media is a self promotion, or it's like we are sharing of artificial images. Instead, it is a place of mission where young people already live their questions and discernments. Like now, Sirisha was sharing through social media how the vocations come, how the young generation get interacted with us, how they are inspired. At the same time, in that social media is a time where they also question themselves. At the same time, it's a counterculture. Our way of approaches bring them counterculture into their life. And also, she was sharing the religious communities are called to accompany them there with authenticity. Like now, just as I was listening, I felt like through vocations, how they are interacting, how they are encountering with us, through those things, we also have, like as Salvatorian, we also have a call to make him known. So these are the ways and means where we also get connected to the young generation, through which we are able to express or share who Salvatorians are. It is also a mean. And another priest, Father Frey, he was a Franciscan cloister, and he explained I was really attracted by the way he was publishing in social medias and TikTok and social media, and the real life events they were posting. So those things sometimes, I don't know, in Sri Lankan context, certain post we never post or certain things. So they said, no, do not post like this, do not. So many comments it comes. But when I saw the way he was posed, it really reflects. So that when I was looking at that, I feel it's something beyond the pictures. It speaks a lot about the religious life and the way of life in today's world. And he also said, we are not online to be seen, but to serve. So that also really an impression which I felt. Sometimes we look for likes and subscription and also for to be known by people. But more than that, it's a service that we encounter as communicators who are in the digital world. And also he says, like a platform like Instagram and Facebook helps foster initial contact that can lead to deeper accompaniment. Also, there was two sisters who shared their experiences. I think they are siblings, I think. Sister Martha and Sister Anita. Two of them. They said their approach of using community pages rather than individual personalities. Whatever they were using was more than the individual pages, they were using community based. And they shared they discern content together to avoid risk such as overexposure, time consumptions, and temptations of likes. So this also part of the three of them shared in three way of approaching the digital media. And she's also said their goal is to stay close to people and to share the gospel authenticity. So that also gives a promotion. At the same time, in today's world, sometimes the young generations, they are not closer to the church or they are towards God, but in a indirect way, maybe they are more towards digitalized than towards God. Maybe through this platform, the way that she was sharing, it helps the young generation to bring closer to God. And also she said the common message in all of them, whatever they were speaking, social media must be inhabited as a space of authenticity, credibility, and community. It is not simply about occupying digital platform, but about making them places of encounter and mission. And then at the end, they concluded, be present, be authentic, be credible, and be dialogical, be intentional. This is what they shared. They shared many things,
Oh, yes.
but